This is Affinity. www.affinitydab.com.
Breakfast with Brian with you until 10, and Anna Lindsay joins me from an organisation called PACT. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning.
And for people who are not sure what PACT is, but just to make sure that they do, what is it that your organisation gets up to?
Well, PACT is an acronym for Petersfield Area Community Trust. We're a small local charity here in the centre of Cambridge. We were set up about 12 years ago when we were fighting the loss of our community centre. We are more of an umbrella charity now. We're we're still fighting for a community centre, but we're heavily involved with keeping eyes on planning applications. And my particular remit is I'm organising the Petersfield's Got Talent contest, which is coming up, and the annual summer event.
Okay, so the Petersfield's Got Talent contest. David's not been about for a little while. He said he had a 2 weeks holiday, but he might have been at home practising for something.
Let's hope so. Mind you, it might be a bit difficult for him to practice for the talent contest because he's actually going to be one of the judges.
Is it? You've got to watch him because on a sidestep here, our number one song on the airplay chart this week is David's favourite song. The judges are out there. They cast an eye upon him and what he gets up to.
Theoretically, of course, he could judge one age category and perform in the other.
Yes, that's probably what he's got his eye on. So what's this Petersfield's Got Talent all about then? What is it? What can we expect?
Well, hopefully we can expect an absolutely amazing array of talents, from singing and dancing to any other publicly consumable talent that there is in the area. It's open to anybody with any kind of connection to this area of Cambridge. So that's whether people live here or work here or have friends here, spend time here. It's fine. Come along, find an application form, which there are application forms both online at our website www.pactcambridge.org, and you can download an application form there or pick one up from one of the local businesses. The application forms for contestants should be in by the 30th of September, so that gives you 2.5 weeks to actually get your act together.
Yeah, you can work on polishing it, but just get it down on pen and paper, and then worry about getting it tip top.
That's right, because the first auditions, just to whittle down the field, will be at the start of November, so after half term.
Okay.
So the important thing is that people get the application forms in, and then they've got another month to practice.
Right.
And then we'll have the auditions will lead on to the heats, and the heats will lead us on to the finals, and the finals will take place on the 23rd of June next year at our summer event.
Ah, marvellous stuff. So is this the first time that the talent contest has come out of the bag? Or
Absolutely, yes. We've never done anything like this before, but we've got some absolutely phenomenal judges who've agreed to be there for us. I mean, just to give you an idea, we've got people like Nikki Clayton. Now, apart from being a professor here at the university in comparative cognition, I think, she's also the choreographer and scientific advisor for the Rambert Dance Company, which is one of the world famous ballet companies. We've got people like Della Spencer, who organises Bling Ya Ting, which is a county-wide talent contest, and who's been invited to the House of Commons for outstanding achievement working with young people. She's also a dance teacher. We've got people like Kay Blaney, who is a drama teacher at Parkside. She's a performer and writer. She's the winner of Menagerie's one-page play competition in 2008. So we have this amazing array of talent just in the judges, which is really exciting.
And our very own DC is in there somewhere, David?
Absolutely. And he's got 35 years broadcasting experience and, of course, a very thorough knowledge of music. Yeah. So we've also got Kirsten Lavers, who's the creative director of FLAC.
Okay, yeah, I know, no Kirsten. So there's plenty on there. So are they looking, for, if we don't want to tip anybody the wink, nod the hat to them, is there anything that they, you could be favourable to, or anything?
Anything, any kind of talent, provided it's obviously fit for family consumption.
It all adds to the family stuff.
So that's the only requirement. You can apply as an individual contestant or as a group. The only thing we ask is that when you fill in your application form, you say whether you're an individual or a group. You submit a photograph of the individual or the group and a £1 entry fee, and that's really just to discourage people who are just people who want to get the spoons out of the drawer and say, "Yep, I can play the spoons." If you can play the spoons and you're talented at it, why not?
Well, I
you'll certainly stand out.
I have in the past bragged about my ability to play the triangle. I'm not sure if it'll be a full-on solo effect. I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can dust it off and get the old triangle out again.
Well, listeners, you are witnesses to what Brian has just said. But you can make sure that he actually does.
As I know David, though, I might need to curry favour with him to get me through to the next round. We'll see. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. So this all adds up to heading towards the summer event, doesn't it? That's what we're looking at.
That's right.
But what we'll do, we'll keep that under wraps. We'll play some music, and we'll come back and talk about the summer event, which is going to be a little bit different this year, isn't it?
It is, and of course about the open evening, which is going to be talking about.
Oh, I forgot about that one as well. I've got a script running this morning, and I'm all out of kilter with the pages. Anna Lindsay joins me from PACT this morning, and we're talking about Petersfield's Got Talent, and we're also on the agenda for an open evening.
That's right, yes, an open evening on the 3rd of October, which is a Monday, from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock at the CB2 Cafe here in Norfolk Street, upstairs. And the open evening is really to encourage anybody who has any interest whatsoever, whether you're a resident or a business owner in the area, who wants to be involved either with the talent contest or with the summer event next year.
Okay.
To come along and get involved and bring your ideas.
Yeah, because the summer event takes on a different angle this year, doesn't it?
Yes, it's taking on a whole new dimension because it's becoming a whole day event. And rather than just being 4 hours on a Thursday evening, it's going to be the entire Saturday, 23rd of June. We're expecting to close off Norfolk Street.
Right.
And make it a proper sort of street party with so much going on.
Yeah. So how many years did you run it with the evening slot?
I've been doing it for 11 years.
11 years, okay.
So pretty much since PACT existed, basically. It started off when we were approached by the local council about doing a mosaic for the millennium.
Yeah.
So created a mosaic with the elderly people and some disabled young adults at Ditchburn Day Centre. But of course then we had the question of where do we put it? And so naturally we had to create a small public garden into which to put it, since we don't have any premises, permanent premises. And so the first summer event was there to inaugurate the Millennium Garden here on Norfolk Street.
Okay.
The second summer event was to inaugurate the first of the mosaics. The third summer event was to inaugurate the second of the mosaics, which we created with the elderly people and disabled young adults from Cherry Trees Day Centre. And by that time, it was a tradition.
Okay.
So we've since had it every year.
So then you just started doing the late afternoon into the evening event. But
that's right.
But this year you decided to take the bull by the horns and think, oh no, let's have a full day. Was that because of the interest that's been shown?
Combination of things. We're going to have the finals of the Petersfield's Got Talent contest that morning.
Right.
So that means, marquee, and it means a bigger event anyway. And feeding on from that, the feeling that this has gone up a notch.
Okay.
And we're aiming to have sort of various areas. So we want it to be a showcase of the best that the area has to offer. So we're going to have an area for food. As you remember, local restaurants all provide food for the event.
Yep.
We're going to have music, of course. We've got various groups such as the Freddie Hall Band have already agreed to play for us. Obviously, we'll have the finalists of the Petersfield's Got Talent contest. We've got Cambridge Community Circus taking part. We're also expecting the local artists to participate and to collaborate for something as an extra dimension.
There's plenty of artists around Cambridge.
There are plenty of artists, and of course local crafts and things. So for example, local beauty parlours are going to be putting on things, whether that's free massages or whatever.
Well, I can see where David's going to be queuing up for today.
And we're hoping as well to get other people on board, such as the gardeners from the allotment gardens, to give talks perhaps. And the Friends of Mill Road Cemetery are going to put on a couple of tours of the cemetery and talks and things. So we're expecting it really to be a community event.
Okay, so and stretching out of Norfolk Street and dabbling into the footsteps of Mill Road.
Well, not possibly not quite touching Mill Road,
just
but
round the cemetery gates and back again.
Just round the cemetery gates and back again, and of course this area. And who knows? I mean, if it if it takes off, next year might be bigger. But for the moment, we're organising this. So if you want to get involved, that's you being any listener here, come along to the open evening on the 3rd of October from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock at the CB2 Cafe on Norfolk Street, because obviously the more people's input we have, the more people who get involved, the better it's going to be. But for the Petersfield's Got Talent, we need people to do the stewarding, for things, to make sure they've got a list of people's names who are taking part.
So on the 3rd of October, 7 till 9 up at the CB2 Cafe, will you have a big list there thinking, right, these are the jobs that need doing on the day, or are you expecting people to come and say, perhaps we could try this, and then you need to work out?
I think we're going to have lots of blank pieces of paper and lots of pens and a space for people to come up with ideas. I mean, I'll sketch out obviously how we envisage it so far, and then there'll be lots of space for other people to sort of provide their own ideas and volunteer.
And the old months will soon chip away, and it won't be long before you're putting up the marquees and everything outside.
Oh, tell me about it. I mean, the auditions, as I said, are going to be the 5th and the 12th of November.
Yeah.
And then there'll be heats leading up to the 12th of June. 23rd of June.
Okay, so there's plenty to keep you busy over the winter months.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear. Anna, many thanks for popping in this morning and chatting
Brian,
all things.
Thank you for having me, and I apologise for my mobile.
That's all. What we should do is answer it. Say, hello, you're on the radio with me. That's what next time. Next time, if the phone rings, we shall answer it together and say, hello, you're on the radio.
Yes.
Marvellous stuff. And then see them hang up then. Many thanks for popping in this morning. All the best with everything you've got lined up in the coming months.
Can I just say I'm going to be leaving some more invitations to the open evening and applications for the talent contest here in the Box Cafe next door. So if people are listening and they haven't had an application form through their door, or the dog chewed it up, you can come along and pick one up here and get it to us. On Aussie's shelf, just inside the Box Cafe there. Exactly. On his information shelf. Many thanks, Anna, and we'll see you again pretty soon, and we'll keep an eye on what Petersfield's getting up to with the PACT. Thank you, Brian. On DAB and online, this is Affinity.